like, it was really funny because when I was in a pulley, I had a buddy, and then she was like, she did R2C, she did all this stuff. Like, she was military bound. Like, that was, she thought about it when she was like 5, like, she was going to do it. And then when we both went together, she got out 2 days in. Like, we weren't even finished with like our
She
medical
quit like
tests.
in boot camp.
Yes, she literally the medical portion of when they're giving you all your shots and everything.
Oh
Like
shit.
she just kind of was like, nope, I'm out. I don't
She
want
was
to do
done
this.
at the peanut butter shop.
Yeah,
She's like,
she didn't even
cut it.
She didn't even get her peanut butter shot. So
Oh my god.
so yeah, and I just remember thinking everyone was writing me letters like, how did you get through? And she didn't. I'm like, I don't know. Like she just decided. I was like,
Yeah, it's
I
that
don't know.
mental. It's
That
that
happens
mental.
a lot. Like
Mental.
It's that
I've had
mental.
kids like that I found, and literally one day to the next, boom, I found a kid at Walmart. Literally, I found a kid at Walmart, and he joined, made it just fine. And then I've had kids that, like you said, like your friend, did ROTC, were like 100% invested, used to come to PT with like all the Marine Corps swag, and they quit. So it's crazy. I don't know why that happens, but it just does. It's crazy.
It's that mental. But hey, shout out to them, all them applicants that might be watching, or poolies that are having second thoughts. Just because you don't got no support, it don't mean you can't.
You can't
Oh,
do it.
absolutely. Like you said, that intervention, I've had kids tell me that, like, oh, my family talked to me and they don't think it's best for me. And they literally go based off of their family's decision. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, is your mom and your dad going to pay your bills when you're 30 years old? Like, are they going to pay for your kids' stuff? Are they going to, XYZ? And they're like, oh, well, my mom doesn't want me to do it. It's like, okay, but you know what? What would your mom rather do?
Exactly.
Like, have you do just stay
Yeah.
home and,
Yeah.
and do
I mean,
what?
we talk about the same thing, me and Matt, when we were talking about ours. I mean, our parents weren't on board with it in the beginning.
Yeah.
I understand it's different for like us and y'all. Like, I understand that. But I mean, I was a baby in my family too. My mom was like, hell no. And remember, she already had kids in the military. My dad was in the military, and she was like, no. So, it just changed immediately, and they were all freaking out because I was the baby. Gotta remember too, I was small, the exact same way. I was like 115 pounds when I signed up.
Damn.
Like, I was teen. Yeah. I was the waiver because I have enough weight.
You were a weight winner,
Yes.
bro.
Yes. I had the waiver for the low half though. I wasn't big. I was down
Well,
here.
the recruiter try to fatten you up before you went to Met.
Yeah. Every for when people were PTing and shit, when we got done with PT, we went to eat. There was a buffet next door.
He took you to eat, man. I wish
He
I
took
was
me to
me.
eat
Oh
every
my
time.
god.
That
We
would have been
ate-
the best
yeah.
time of my life.
We ate before we went to MEPS, and then he fattened me up, and then we was good. But it was shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I was small. I gained height when I was in. Like, I think when I joined, I was like 5, maybe like 5'7", maybe. And then of course, like, I'm 5'10" now. So I was small, and I was skinny as hell.
Yeah.
And I still ended up going through it. Even my pops wasn't really about it at first. I mean, we should talk to all our parents now, and they're all like the proudest they could ever fucking be.
Oh yeah.
Proud
I'm like, nigga, I
mom.
remember.
Yeah, well, I was the trendsetter. So,
I remember.
Yeah, I was the trendsetter.
I remember when I was 19 and you was like, oh, you ain't gonna make it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So when I
But-
told my mom, so like I said, I was living on my own, but when I told my mom, I was like, Ma, I gotta tell you something. And I don't know, for some reason, every time, I don't know if it's like a Hispanic thing or what,
No, it's just
but
something.
she was like, you're pregnant. I was like, bro, I'm not
You're
even
like-
married. Like, I don't even got a
Come
boyfriend.
on, man.
And I was like, no, Ma. And I was like, I'm joining the Marines. And I had already signed. I had already gone to MEPS and everything at this point. And she's like, oh my God. She starts bawling. She's like, oh my God, but you're going to get hurt. Same thing, like, you're going to get hurt. Everybody thinks you're going to die, apparently.
You gonna die. You gonna die.
Yeah, if you're joining the military, you're literally going to
You're
die. Like, no, you're not.
You're
You're going to
gonna
die. You can go outside and die right now, like, literally. So yeah, and she was like, okay, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. And like, everybody tried to talk me out of it. My friends were like, oh, you're crazy, you're so small, because I'm 4'11", and at that time I was 95 pounds. I've always been small, but like, I was skinny, and so people was like, oh, you're gonna get hurt. I had like an uncle that never even talked to me before call me and was like, oh, you should just look into the Air Force or the Coast Guard. And like that made me want to do it even more. Like the fact that people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, you're too small and you're a
Or
girl."
doubting you, yeah.
The hardest branch, and you know they start coming up with all those things like you don't get paid as much and yada yada. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Like I want the challenge. I think it's badass as shit. I want to push myself and like
Yeah.
up to that point, I never even heard about Marines before. I remember seeing like Toys for Tots commercials every now and then, but like that was it. I didn't
Yeah.
know nothing about the Marine Corps. So I had no
Same.
idea. I started YouTubing. Like, you remember the DVDs? The
Yeah.
like DVDs that they used to play at recruiting
Yeah.
stations.
They,
I
they,
took
they used to
that
have
with
it every
me.
day.
I used to watch
Yeah.
that every day to try. I was texting I was that poolee that was always texting my recruiter like, "Can I do this? Can I do this? Was this?
Overachiever.
Was this?" Yeah.
That's why she's still in.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it was
no,
like
I think that's what it is.
yeah, it was
It's
everything
that
to me. Like,
challenge, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
was. It
that
was just
challenge and
like
that doubt.
I had never
Making
wanted
it through.
anything so bad in my life at that point because it was literally the
Yeah.
only thing that I had that was like, this is gonna get me out of where I'm at, and it's different, it's new. I'm gonna make money, which I'm happy about. Obviously, I didn't anticipate like meeting my husband and having kids because when I met
Yeah.
Matt, I was like, I'm not
Those
having
are perks.
kids, huh?
Those are perks. That's not on the
Yeah, yeah, it was
brochure.
like a perk. It
You
was
know what I
definitely
mean?
like a perk.
I mean, they did say it's gonna be like a family. So
They did. They
Yeah, yeah,
did.
you
You know.
did
yeah.
make a family.
Well,
I
those
remember my
those those are
recruiting
perks.
station had a poster that said, "We don't promise you a rose garden." And that was like my thing. Every day I would look at it and I'm like, okay, we don't promise you a rose garden, all right. And it's like a drill instructor yelling at a recruit. And I'm like, okay, like I got this. It's gonna be great. I'm
I
cool.
mean, yeah.
And I definitely cried for sure at recruit training when I got yelled at like the first day because I messed it up. But I made it.
You know, everybody got a little mental breakdown every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I do think. I mean, we talked about it too. You know, we always say like the results may vary. You don't know what the fuck you're gonna get.
Yes, remote. Yes.
Everybody,
We did say
all our
that.
careers. Yeah, we all met each other. Like we end up getting married, but all four of our careers complete freaking different.
Exactly.
You know, I went all the way through. Me and you, Myra, we went all the way through. Maria got out early, you know, for the medical thing. You know, I mean that's something that she can't control. And then Matt, you know, you did your 4, and you was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I did mine. I'm out. Like, I'll holler at y'all later.
Exactly.
You know, and me and Myra was over here overachieving and decided to keep going and stuff like that. But it's like the exact same things where it's like, you know, the perks and the different choices and decisions that you go along while you're doing it. You know, I was in California first. Like, my mom wouldn't like y'all's. Y'all met each other on y'all first duty station and got together and then continued on from that. I did 4 years and was like, you know what? I'm going to do it again. And then I met her. You know what I mean? Like, I had a good time on my first 4 to make me want to keep trying and keep going. And then I met her. So it was like, I just rolled the dice and got lucky on the last 4, and then ended up getting married and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's pretty cool. It's funny to hear y'all. Well, I think it'd be pretty cool to hear y'all story too, because it's like completely fucking different.
Totally.
Because I mean, like me and Matt, we was just kind of like, we might as well try it. Our recruiters barely talk to us.
Yeah, that's a
you
fact.
talk about you didn't know anything about Marines. Like you asked him, I didn't know anything. Like mind you, I didn't know we had to swim. I didn't know Marine meant, Marine.
Marine life, water.
Yeah, water, So, it's stuff like that where it's like completely freaking different. Looking at how we all ended up together at some point. Remember, for everyone watching this, we all were in Cherry Point at the same time.
Yeah.
At the exact same time.
I remember going
So,
to the APO.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't know each other. Like, we didn't know, all 4 of us didn't know each other. But, like, me and Myra were in, like, you can call it, like, brother and sister MOSs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were right there. Like, we were going to cross paths eventually, and we did.
Like, you
And
did
then
my
Myra
inspection.
and Maria were in the same unit. Yeah.
And then freaking.
And so-
And then we were in the same unit.
And then we were in the same unit.
And
And at first.
And I'm pretty sure we all joined, like, year after each other. Like, I joined in 11, you joined in 12.
No,
Yeah.
she
You
joined in
joined in
13.
13.
No, was it?
You didn't go to boot camp until 2013 of October. I joined in 13 February. The pulley like the
Was
debt
it
program was
2012?
2012.
Maybe it was
No, yeah, so you would
2013.
have had to join in
Because we
13.
met in 2014.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, we met in 14.
But then
13.
Maria, you joined in 13 too.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I joined
13.
13. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all y'all joined at the same time, and
just different months.
all y'all ended up in Cherry Point
Yeah.
somehow.
That's so crazy, right?
Yeah.
With completely different MOSs. Like, we're all got different... And you know what's funny, too? Looking at this, like, me and Myra are both 04s, and both of y'all supply. Like, you and Maria
I
are
didn't
both
know
supply.
about
So yeah, y'all brother sister MOSs, and we are brother sister
I
And
MOSs.
so
didn't
y'all.
think about that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
man.
But I mean, look
Yeah,
at
because
look at the
he's
schoolhouse.
warehouse, and she's admin. Say again?
I said, look at the schoolhouse. Supply and the 04s always buddies.
Yeah. So it kind of worked out in a weird way, but I think it's pretty cool how we all.
It is a
ended up
coincidence,
here.
and now that you say it, like
Yeah,
That's
I
that's weird, man.
I'm like, I'm
That's
thinking
weird,
about
Doug. Like,
Yeah.
you know, me and Myra got same MOSs, y'all got same MOSs, and we ended up meeting like that in the same base, on the same base. And then the fucked up part, didn't meet each other until we moved to different place.
exactly.
So we moved to Lejeune, and then we met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
so
think it's
crazy.
pretty cool that it went down like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, results may vary, man. You don't know what your career gonna end up like.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I mean,
then-
but like I was saying, like for the applicants that are like questioning it, like you gotta think about it. Like I know, like my recruiter didn't tell me this, but I did think about it. Like, you know, my dad has a bomb ass job at Comcast, you know, and he's been working for Comcast for like about a decade, and this is good. He's a cable guy. He's making good money. My mom works at Home Depot. She's making good money too. But I looked at it like, do I really want to do that? Nah,
Yeah.
like I feel like I could do something better. Like I'm not knocking anything that they do because they you know they provided they hooked it up for me and my brothers. But I looked at it like I want more. You know, that's always been my thing. Like I want more. Like even now, it's like I don't want to work for nobody. I want to do my own thing.
He clearly wants more.
Yeah, I want more.
Clearly, surely.
So it's like, and you know, it's like I want that. I wanted to, you know, give that to other people as well. Like, yo, you don't gotta depend on employers. Like, you can
Or
make
settle.
or
feel
settle.
like
Yeah,
you're
settle for
settling.
shit. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I didn't want to settle for shit. Like I wanted more for myself, and that ended up fast forwarding, making it, you know, better for my brothers because they saw that I wanted more, they wanted more, and now they're better off, and they're in a position where they can, you know, be better than I was or I am to this day. So you gotta
That is
think about
pretty
that.
good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta look at it different ways, try different things.
I always told like my applicants or even when I would do like class talks and stuff like that like you don't have to be the fastest, you don't have to be the strongest initially, right? Like you don't have to be that person because everybody thinks Marines are like these like big buff like none of us look like that.
Yeah,
like,
we don't.
none of us.
Hey,
look
some of
like
them
We're
do.
skinny as
Some
hell.
of them do.
And if you look at old Marine Corps war photos, you don't got big buff meat.
Yeah, they
you got
skinny, man.
these skinny.
They some
little
small
guys.
dudes out there
Yeah, like
making it work.
little guys.
They just
so I don't know
warriors.
where the
they
like
just monsters
the
in the
big
head.
Marine thing
Yeah,
came
they just
from.
monsters in the head. That's what it is.
But I always told them like, look, you don't gotta be fast, you don't gotta be strong, you just gotta want it bad enough. Come in
Yeah.
every single day wanting to be better than yesterday, and that's how you're gonna be able to make it. And I always try to like set them up for success. You know, I would play little games with them, like go touch the bulkhead, count them down and stuff like that to get them mentally prepared. Cause I truly wanted every single one of my kids that went to boot camp to make it. I think I've only had like 2 quit, but that was totally different situations. I wouldn't say it
happens.
was like because I didn't prepare them.
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
for everybody.
yeah, I was gonna say other people will say otherwise clearly because it's always the recruiter's fault. But I always try my
It's not
best to
fair.
definitely like prepare my kids, and I don't know. It's definitely I think it's worth it. Like even if you only do the 4 years, you learn so much about yourself during that time frame that it's just like you can't get that anywhere else. I don't think
No.
you can anyways.
I mean, it's the exact same way. We were talking about, I remember me and Marie were talking about, like, when she was coming in, she wanted to do all this extra stuff. Like, she wanted to do recruiting and be a recruiter and, like, do all that extra stuff and, like, possibly deploy and all that crazy crap. I didn't want to do none of that shit. Not a single thing. When I joined, I wanted to do 4 and get me up out of there. That deployment thing and, like, all my deployments, I didn't want to do none of that shit. Not a drop. But they put it in my face. And I was like,
Okay.
I ain't got much of a choice, do I? They said nope. You know, so I had to get up and go and like do your thing and like do all that whatever stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was like same thing with Matt. Matt was talking about he was trying to do that stuff in the beginning, but the cards just didn't fall the way that it wanted to go. You results may vary. You just gotta deal with the cards that are dealt with you and then just keep it going. Now, like you said, you gotta want it. You gotta want this shit. We were talking about that this morning. Matter of fact, I think we were talking about your brother Mason, and we are talking about that with your mom too. It was like, you know, if he wants to go do this, like there ain't no. I don't hate on him for wanting to join the Marine Corps. Like I get it. Don't get me wrong. They gonna treat you better in the other branches, but you gotta want this shit. You can't just wake up and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it." No. That's not how this works. Like, no, you gotta really want to do this. And that initial thing, you know, like she said with her family, like they're telling you to, "Nah, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it." Well, she would have listened to that and said, "All right, cool. I can't do it." Called it a day, and then went home and went to school and shit like that. We wouldn't be here. Damn near none of us would be here making it work together with all of us hanging out. Because think about it. Like, if I didn't meet her at the APO, I wouldn't have re-enlisted. I wouldn't have went to the schoolhouse. I wouldn't have met y'all. I would have called it a day. Because why would I keep going at APO? Trust me, I hated that. I hated Cherry Point. And, like, I try to get out. But when we met and she got pregnant, we had kids and we got married, I was like, well, shoot, man, might as well keep on going, keep on pushing.
Yeah, remember, I got a family. I was gonna get out too after I came back from deployment. I was gonna get out. I was like ready to go. I literally started my re-enlistment package on Monday, and by Friday it was signed by the monitor because he came on the road show. So literally, and then by the following week, I was swearing in.
And I was like, schoolhouse. Yeah,
and
2 weeks.
Yeah, the reason I ended up at the schoolhouse was because he knew my whole thing was I want to be a drill instructor. That was like, I want no kids. I want to be a drill instructor. Well, I was on my second pregnancy.
Psych.
And
Psych.
Gotcha. I'm kidding.
And he really did get me though.
No, you got me second time. You got me the second time.
So I was like, okay, well, I can't be a drill instructor obviously right now, so I'm gonna just go to the schoolhouse, and then that's how. But I was like ready to get out because I was like, I'm done. Like I don't want to do this anymore. I was a corporal. I was like, nah. And then now it changed.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you got with somebody. The results change. The cards change. You didn't. You know, it wasn't
and every
what you
enlistment, I would say every enlistment is different. Like. And every unit that you go to, like a lot of Marines get out based on specific units, like map. Like you go to a specific unit, you don't have the people that you feel like is gonna elevate you. Then you feel like you're ready to move on and get out. If you have good experiences, or like for me, it's more of like I want to make an impact. That's like always been my thing. It's like I just want to be able to like help people and make an impact in a young Marine's life, and that's why like I keep going. But I'm having some hard times right now. Every enlistment is different. It's just a matter of like what you're willing to accept or not. I feel like.
I mean, but Maria could tell you right now, our community, our supply community, like it's not the healthiest. Like regardless of not where we go, it's gonna be the same shit. Like they don't give a fuck about us. We just a number. Like shit. She got hurt, and what they do? They're like, well, you ain't any use to us in the office. Take your ass to the company and be a company clerk,
But I think that's like very different from.
It's supplies. Supplies is different,
like it's different everywhere you go. You can't generalize the Marine Corps. You can't generalize certain MOSs because sometimes it's not just MOS dependent or Marine Corps dependent. It's like specific people, like your leadership dependent, and that's what makes the Marine Corps tricky. I feel like because you never know what you're gonna get. Wherever you go, you really don't. Yeah, you really don't know.
Forrest Gump shit.
You never know the type of leadership that you're gonna get. Because I feel like even us being at the schoolhouse, our experiences were totally different. I love being at the schoolhouse. I love the leadership that I had at the schoolhouse. I loved every experience of it, and I still keep in contact with those leaders today. We had totally different experiences in that sense. So I think it's just it's just different for everybody. I feel like you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. No, cause it's the exact same thing. Like Maria, when we got together, when I was going to the schoolhouse, I went to the schoolhouse to get out of the April. That was it. That was the only reason I signed up for it. I was like, bro, you asked her. I was like, yo, I'm done with this. I can't do this no more. I need to get out of here. We gotta go. And the only thing to offer me was a schoolhouse. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go teach some devil dogs down there. We'll make it work. But you can ask her, in the beginning of the schoolhouse, when I was a sergeant, fresh there, that shit sucked. I mean, I was getting strung out, like I was getting whored out hours on end. And then what made it even worse, I lived the closest to the base. So anytime something happened, hey, Cyber, let's go, it's you. And you can ask her. I was working more at the schoolhouse than doing 12-hour shifts at the APO.
That's because Red
Like,
Patch. That's because Red Patch.
Yeah. You remember how it was for us at the schoolhouse. That shit was
extra.
overkill.
Y'all extra for no reason.
I was like, bro,
Listen,
is
the shit
this?
is on the chest. It's overkill. Trust me, I know. But
For no reason.
by the time I was finished, and you gotta remember, I damn near did 2 tours of the schoolhouse. By the time I was done, when I was a staff sergeant and I was hanging out, it was kind of chill, really.
Yeah.
When I got put in charge, the intermediate and shit, you know, I was in the office like, bro, I got 2 classes a year. I'm chilling. Oh, you need me to go teach the officers? I got you. I got nothing else to do.
I know.
So,
I used to work hard at the schoolhouse too, like field.
No, I remember.
And
You was going too ham. I told you. You gotta relax.
Yeah, overachiever. Yeah.
Always been like that. But it wasn't until I got a recruiting duty where I was like, bruh, what is this? Like, ain't no way. I'm never seeing Matt and the kids again for the next 3 years. Like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was different
crazy,
for sure.
But it's good though. I'm glad that we had a chance to even be able to put y'all on here to explain it, because it's like you hear it from a lot of people. I think it's pretty cool to hear it like this, to where it's like now you hear it from 4 people sitting right here in front of you. All our shit is completely different, and we all made choices based off the cards that were sitting in front of us. What we had to do. When I re-enlisted that last time, you got asked her. The only reason I did it, because we just had Cali. That was the only reason I re-enlisted. I was done. Remember, I was at schoolhouse. I was like, man, fuck all this. And I wasn't promoted yet, nothing. I was like, man, I don't know about this. This is kind of over. This is kind of lame. And then I got selected. We had Cali.
And the bonus.
And I was like, man, yeah, and the bonus it helped too. And I was like, damn, we might as well. But I got histed at the same time. So I was like, damn, bro. I got to go recruiting, but I got to sign this shit because I just had a kid.
Yeah.
And then we saw what happened after that.
Yeah.
I'm out now because of that dumb shit. But it worked like that. Sometimes it happens. I mean, it's a blessing in disguise. Really talk about that. I was talking to you about that with the recruiting thing. Even Matt said the same thing. I wouldn't have made it through recruiting. There's no fucking way I would have made it through recruiting. With my attitude and the way that I am, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. I would have got kicked out early. And it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I got hurt and didn't have to go. Because I got screwed like that. Don't get me wrong, it kind of messed up my promotion and shit, but I ended up getting hurt no how, so I ended up getting out.
I think for me, the best part of this whole ordeal, because don't get me wrong, recruiting is definitely like something totally different, and Matt knows.
Yeah.
I was like crying every day to work for a while, so it was tough.
In the car.
Like literally right before an interview with a kid, like, oh my god,
you just break it down and you're like, all right.
Wake up. But no, the best part was like those kids. I still keep in contact, like the same way I keep in contact with my kids from the schoolhouse. I keep in contact with the kids that I put in the Marine Corps. I think that for me has been the completely best part. Like I said, I found a kid at Walmart. Like, hey, you want to join the Marine Corps? And he's like, sure. And I was like, okay.
That's your mom's mentality, man. You were like that, especially at the schoolhouse. I don't know how you did it. Especially at the schoolhouse. I was like, you had these kids for a month, but you was out there really caring. Don't get me wrong, some of the kids I was really putting in the effort. I'm bad. If they hit me up right now, I'll have a hard time remembering where they came from. But at the same time, I wasn't like I was bullshitting them at the schoolhouse. I was telling them how it is.
Yeah.
Now, my other units, like the APO and shit like that, now you can ask my APO crew. I care about every last one of them. I still hit up all of them. I was just talking to one of my boys. Matter of fact, he got kicked out. I just talked to him last night, matter of fact. Just to be like, yo, bro, how you living? How you doing? Because, that was the homie at the time. Yeah. And you could ask her. That APO crew was family to me. Shit, every Thanksgiving they was at the crib. Like, I was really invested with them. I know that the schoolhouse students were a little different for me. I wasn't you. I was like, nah, fuck it. I got y'all for 30 days. I'm gonna give you what you need, and you gotta go.
I don't know.
But
I don't. It just goes back to
the
like I said,
crew
that
though, the
impact
crew.
part of it. Like I don't know.
I
Like
mean,
I
I
really cared
respect
about
it.
these.
I respect how you do. Who was that? Coach was like that. Coach was
Yeah.
really invested with them. Norgard, he was really invested
Norgard.
with them, and I respect that. They need people like that. I totally get that. For me,
Fuck them kids.
you ain't gonna get that from me. You not gonna get that from me. You gonna get the real. Like it's real for me. You not gonna get no Daddy Cyber. That don't even sound right.
It's a lifelong lesson.
You know what I'm saying? Mama Crew sound good. Daddy
Mama
Cyber don't
Crew.
sound good.
I know. Oh.
So, but nah, man. I mean, it is what it is with that, and I think it's cool looking back on how we all got to this point, and which is pretty weird because we were all kind of together at one point. We were all on the same base at one point and didn't know a single one of each other, and
No.
and then all of a sudden now at this point where we all got families that
And
know
it's
each
been
other.
it's been like 2.5 years since I left the schoolhouse. So like for
Yeah.
you guys to still be in contact and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. 2020. Yeah, when y'all
Yeah,
dipped out.
No, 20
So
years.
yeah.
I mean, like
Almost.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
after Virginia was born, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah, right after Virginia was born. So I think it's pretty cool looking back on this and seeing how we're all still talking and shit, making it work, making it work. Marine Corps affecting all of us, but
Yeah, so,
but do you,
yeah, we're gonna talk about the ball. Yeah, it's because we got
Yeah,
all seasons upon us.
It's 11:30.
did you need to step out?
Nah, that's all good.
It's all good.
still
It's
got time?
11:30.
We could a little bit. It's a little bit.
Oh,
It's a little bit.
okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, well we'll talk about the Marine Corps birthday. We'll talk about the Marine Corps birthday. And Myra, since I know you have to step out to get Maliki in a minute, so, well, I'm gonna want you to go ahead and just talk about your like why the Marine Corps birthday is so important to you still. I get that you still in the Marine Corps, so of course it's important. But why does it mean so much to Marines in general? That's all I mean.
I don't know. I feel like that's like how Matt said earlier. In the Marine Corps, every day you come into work like, bro, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. Like, this sucks. I'm tired. Everybody always talking some smack about the Marine Corps. Throughout, everybody does it. Every Marine does it. But as soon as November 1st hit, like already on my timeline, Marine Corps birthday, like
Memes
it's
are
all
out.
over
Yeah.
the place. Like people
I haven't
are
seen so
already
many
saying
Marines.
happy birthday to the Marines, and it's not even November 10th yet. But when the other branch's birthday come up, like I don't know when their birthday is, but everybody knows the Marine Corps birthday though.
Facts.
And it's kind of like the day
Facts.
where we just go. I feel like rank gets thrown out. Nobody really cares about rank, at least in my experience. You got the CO buying you shots. You got the Master Sergeant buying you shots. Remember, Master Sergeant was like dancing that one ball that we had.
Yeah, Master Hale.
We
I'll
were
never
singing
forget
that
shit.
Lizzo song like with a whole
Yeah.
ass freaking Mass Sergeant. Like it's crazy. And it's just you just feel so much camaraderie, so much pride. You feel like a boot again for me. Like, you know when you graduated boot camp and you're all excited, oorah, Marine Corps?
It brings it all back.
Yeah,
makes
it
you
brings it all
remember
back. And
why
then you
did it.
get salty as the years goes on. Everybody's like, oh, you're too moto. It's like, I like being moto. I'm moto. I am.
He's a motard.
Yeah, and so when I go to the ball and I see other moto people around me, I feel like that's when it's acceptable for me to be like, oorah, and like, yeah, and all these things. Because that's just how I am. That's what I love to do. So, and then just everybody gets drunk, obviously, and good, safe drunk, right?
Hey, we were founded in a fucking tavern.
A bar, yeah.
So I don't
in
want
a
to
bar,
hear.
dog.
Yeah,
We started in a bar. You already know what time it is.
exactly.
And
Like our
they
birthday
always try to
gifts are
play it
shot
off.
glasses and like.
Yeah. They always try to play it off of like, that we started in the tavern and they always try to make it seem like it was like a big deal. Like we know what really happened in there.
Yeah.
Them two dudes was talking and drinking and was like, bruh, what if we got on the boat and was fucking people up on the boat? And the other dude was like, damn, bro.
That's
you
how
ain't
good
got
as
one."
fuck.
idea.
That's how it started. It was no official shit.
No.
This ain't the sign of the Declaration of Independence. This is real.
No, we're gonna call it the
Them boys wrote it down on a napkin.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. We all know the real story. They don't want to tell us, but we
Yeah, we know how it went down. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Nah.
so it just
I
like
mean,
going back to that, like being just super motivated, being really proud of who you are. You know that Marine Corps birthday message, like bro, that shit just hits
I
different.
know that should be getting to you.
Yeah,
That
bro,
should be
it
getting your
gets me
soul.
every time. I'm like, bro, dang. You
I ain't
know,
that motivated, but I do feel it though sometimes.
yeah, I don't know. It just, I think it means so much to me just because of where I came from, the struggles
Yeah, I
that
feel
I've
you.
been through in my past prior to the Marine Corps, and seeing everything that I have now. Just, my times have been hard, but I love being a Marine more than anything else. I think, and it's something that nobody can ever take away from me. So that's why it
Yeah,
means so much to me.
I feel you on
Yeah,
that. I do.
super
I
emotional
do.
right there.
I feel you on
That
that.
shit deep, bro. For real.
What's
I
up?
know that's I don't know. It's just how I am when it comes to talking
No,
about
it's
the Marine
good,
Corps.
man. It's good that you have that feeling still, that it can still resonate with people. Years down the road. I mean, it's the exact same way for me. You gotta ask Maria, like when November started coming through, I started getting hype as hell. You know what
Mm-hmm.
time it is. I mean, usually on the Marine Corps birthday, as soon as I wake up, all you start hearing is from the halls. Like I
You
start
gotta play
playing that shit.
Reveille. You gotta.
I'll play that shit, and I immediately go to the refrigerator and
First drink.
pull me something out because I'm drinking. And I think that's why it's such a cool thing, and that it still resonates with us at this point, even though it's been years since we started it. I
I
think it's really
know.
good.
So
I'm glad you're
crazy.
still doing that shit. But yeah, nah, I feel you on that though. I do, I do, I do.
Yeah, good times.
So, Myra, did you need to step out?
I do. I have to go get the little one.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
no,
this ain't
I
gonna be
know.
the first and the last. This might be the first, but
Yeah,
ain't gonna be
yeah,
the last
nah,
time you finna see them. I
yeah,
promise. We're gonna give you a
nah,
little bit
nah, nah. We're
more.
gonna do it. We'll do it
Yeah, this
again when
was
we get some.
fun.
Yeah.
No, we'll do it again when we get some like longer time. We still got kids and shit, so we might try to do this like on a weekend or something. We'll try
Yeah,
our
we got
best to make it work.
responsibilities and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
But this was
nah, I
fun. This was
appreciate
really
it.
cool.
I appreciate it, Myra, and then we'll see what we can do. I mean, shoot, man, we might be still talking when you get back, so we'll see.
Yeah, because you guys go forever. But
All
it's
right.
okay.